Hello everybody, welcome back to Pixie Woo. Today's makeup tutorial I'm going to do for you is of Cheryl Cole. I was watching the Queen's Jubilee concert and she had the most beautiful makeup on it, and as I was watching it I was thinking I should do a tutorial on that, and suddenly loads and loads and loads of tweets came through asking me to do it, so that is what I'm going to do for you today. I've just moisturised my skin and I used some Embryolisse moisturiser. This one is anti-age. I'm going to start off by using a Makeup Forever HD foundation. I'm going to pop it on the back of my hand to try and find out who did the makeup, and it turns out that Caroline Barnes got back to me and said that she did the makeup, and she is a makeup artist here in London, and she is absolutely fantastic. Sam and I have worked with her before, and she's really, really nice. She does Cheryl quite a lot. She's also done Kylie. You should check out her portfolio. She's with Frank Agency and she's just a really lovely lady, really cool, and I love the makeup she did. So I'm going to recreate it. In fact, I'm going to write a blog on Caroline on our blog so you can check it out. It's always nice to see other people's work, isn't it? So you can have a little check out. Now Cheryl I love. Love, 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 love. One love isn't enough. So absolutely, I think she's stunning. And I always think she looks nice. So I get a double whammy. I get to do one of Caroline's looks, and it's a Cheryl Cole. So foundation right the way over the skin. Now I was a bit silly doing the foundation first because I'm using navy and it quite often falls down, and I'm also using a bit of glitter. So I'm going to put some of these shadow shields on to stop it falling down and ruining my foundation. And they're just sticky. You take the sticky off and then you place it under the eye. Like so. I'm actually going to go a little bit more in there. Like so. I feel like I'm on Blue Peter when I say like so. I'm going to leave that bit. I'm not going to unstick that bit. So I'm going to look very stupid for a little while in this video with these under there. As long as they serve the purpose, I don't care. I have got Makeup Forever. This is Aqua Cream in the colour 20. I'm going to use my finger and I'm going to push that over the eye, and this is just going to work as a base. Now I am going to use darker colours with it, but I want this colour to show through because it was slightly lighter and more glittered in the middle, so I'm going to use this as my base. I then have a palette of blue eyeshadows. I'm going to use this one here, which is called Contrast. I'm going to take a MAC 239 to apply the colour, and I want to keep it in this sort of following the crease, and it also goes quite deep in the eye here. Now Cheryl's brows are much lower than mine. Where mine is so high arched, hers come a lot lower, her brows, so the eyeshadow always looks like she's got more on, which is lovely, but on me I have much more space to work with, so do bear that in mind. I will try to make my brows look a little lower, but it's going to be tough to do, and obviously you have to change makeup to suit yourself. But I don't think I've even ever done a blue eye, a blue smoky eye. You know, after I've done about 300 videos maybe myself, maybe 250, and I don't think I've ever done a blue. Maybe I have. Okay, I'm then going to take a clean 217 and just buff that so it's a lot softer. You can see how I left the paint pot in the middle just on its own so the colour shines through. I'm not finished with the eyeshadow. I'm going to go back in, but I'm just giving it a little blend before I do. I'm then going to go back in with the contrast, but I'm going to run it along the lash line this time. So when the eyes are open, it's going to add a little bit more depth. Now in all the photos that you can see of this look, it actually looks much darker than it was. But I was watching it and my husband was like, oh, that would be a good look, and was pausing the TV so I could take photos of it as it was on. So she actually went quite high up in here. I'm just using a little bit of product on a 217 to do that, to get that really soft and little circular motions. Decided I like doing my makeup tutorials with my hair as tight back as I can at the moment, giving myself a Croydon facelift, because it just makes everything feel much tighter and I look younger. So that's why, and you can also see everything much better. It's for you really, guys. But I then have to watch all these videos back to edit and I think, oh God, I look old. I'm then going to take a little bit of MAC Reflex to Aquatic, and I'm going to use my 217 that's already dirty, and I'm just going to push that all the way over the eye. So it just adds a small amount of sparkle. I'm then going to take a MAC Smolder eye pencil. This is black, and I'm going to run it along the lash line really lightly. You can use any black liner to do this, guys. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to use the products I'm using if you've got something similar or different colours, then you can recreate it using those. So black liner right the way along. I'm then going to take that inside the eye as well. So look up. I'm going to close my eyes because I want to get it on top and bottom. And then I'm going to remove my strips. And I'm also going to take it slightly under the eye. So back in with my 239 I used earlier and the contrast, and that's going to run right the way under the eye. Right, I need to add some brows. So I have got Anastasia Brow Wiz. This one's in brunette, and I need to go, well, Cheryl's brows go much more down than mine, but I can't, I'd look ridiculous if I completely changed them, so I'm just going to make mine a little bit lower. If you don't know who Cheryl is, Cheryl Cole, Google her. She is very gorgeous. And her new song is very, very catchy, I have to say. So the brows are a bit more sporadic at the front of the eye. The front of the brow, should I say. I'm going to run an Anastasia brow kit over the top of that. This one's brunette. Doesn't look very brunette, but it says brunette. I do love a brow gel now, you probably will notice I'm using them all the time. I have to say, since I've had my HD brows done, it's so much easier to do my brows. I don't know why, they don't look that much different, but I think there's just more brow there. Like the little fine brows that have been dyed. I can follow the shape of them because they're right down there. Because my brows were getting higher and higher and higher, and now they're not quite so high. And then the brow gel again. Okay, concealer. I'm going to use Moisture Cover because my skin's a little bit dry. I'm going to pop some on the back of my hand. This is NW20, so it's a tiny bit lighter than I am. I'm going to run it under the eyes. And I'm going to pull it onto the cheekbone so it lifts the tops of my cheeks. You can take it through the brow bone as well, but I don't want to with this look because I don't want it to be too light suddenly. And then I want to powder it. I have got Bobbi Brown powder. This one is Soft Sand 05. This is a new one actually, and I used it the other day and it's really lovely. Helps if I take the plastic sheet off to use it again. Push that onto the skin. With the same brush, I'm going to use their bronzer. This one is in Natural. I like it, it's got no glitter in. Right the way around the hair, I don't want it to be too much about the cheeks. On the apples of the cheeks, I'm going to use this Illamasqua blush in Naked Rose. It's very strong, so you hardly need any. I'm just slightly pulling it upwards. I'm then going to go back in with my bronzer and a 217, and I'm just going to run it just softly through the top of the smoky eye. Just gives a really nice blending line. I love a little bit of warmth from bronzer to finish a smoky eye. Then on the lip, Cheryl just had a lip gloss, so I'm going to use MAC. This is Ample Pink Plush Glass. Smells like cakes. Lastly, back onto the eyes, I have got Clinique High Definition Lash Mascara. Whack some of that on. I have got these Amazing Shine lashes in number 43. Now I use the duo glue, allow it to set for a second, and then place the lash on. The glue will set clear. So there you have the finished look. I hope you've enjoyed that. This is Cheryl Cole makeup from the Queen's Jubilee. Yeah, I hope you found it interesting, and have a lovely day guys, and I will see you all again soon. Bye bye.